Liberty Walk South Africa edition.
How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Hello! You're gonna get me and Andy today. Yeah. Brandon and Jane are at a wedding, so...
having a good party.
Yeah, having a good one. So, we are just gonna coat the new... well, I wanted to say new to us, but it's not new to us. It's old to us, but newly fixed. Big shout out to Italian panel beaters, they sorted us out. So, there used to be a dent right here, and actually go to the back. Some marks right there where they fixed it, and it is looking a hell of a lot better.
Gorgeous.
So we're just gonna primer it. We're obviously doing a final coat of the car at the end. You guys have to obviously stay tuned to see that. So we're just gonna coat this for now. There's some metal exposed in some pieces, so we don't want to get any rust there. So yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Let's do this. I've never done this before, so first time for everything.
Apron, done. It's looking quite good. So we're gonna let that dry, and then we have to remove the whole front of the car. Probably just gonna be some B-roll of us removing the front of the car. And then while that dries, we see what we can fix. Yeah, let's do it. Okay.
Jaco's so good. He knows, he's been taking this thing off a lot of times, and he just automatically knows it's a 13 and a 14 and pulls off plastic everywhere like he knows he's a professional.
Apron is painted, looking good. We also have a felt fire happening, so we're just trying to close some things. Yeah. So we're gonna put the apron in now, put the radiator pipes in.
Okay, how's it guys? So the lights are a bit of an issue, and we could not really drive at night without one light facing to the ground and another light facing to the heavens, and they were always also not as bright as what we want them, because the wiring was just not done perfectly from the manufacturing. So Jaco there behind me decided, you know what? In this, we're gonna sort it out tonight. So, as you can see on the table over here, some things have happened which Jaco decided you're gonna strip the whole thing and check all the wiring inside it to see what's going on. We fixed it. Check this out. We got beautiful angel lights coming on right now, which is gorgeous. We're going over to the halogens, which will be the normal beams that we'll be traveling on at night. And then if someone drives a 4x4 bakkie and does not put their brights off, we get to bright them back. Well done, Jaco. You did a very good job of you.
Well, we put it back together and plug everything in and see if it still works. So if you guys can see, the stop pipe to the reservoir for the radiator has been leaking for a while. And we knew we were going to replace the apron, so we were waiting to kind of replace the apron and then replace the new pipe as well. So we're gonna pop that off, get in there, get everything off, replace this pipe. Then the radiator should be more or less good. I know we need to replace those bottom pipes, so we're waiting to get some stock of that. And then the radiator is gonna be good as new. So I think you guys can see the flare on this pipe at the moment. That's the old pipe, and then you can see the new one. How nice and squishy it is, where I have to press this one really hard and it's been flared, so that's obviously why it's been leaking. So at least we got a new one now there, so that should all be good.
And we got a new clamp.
What are you doing, bud?
So we're going to replace the steering fluid, and I'll just watch the YouTube video, because if you don't know what you're doing, not read the manual, but go watch some videos. There's a nut at the bottom of here. Down there somewhere. So I'm going to release that, drain all the fluid that's currently in the system, and then we're going to add the new brake fluid, or steering fluid.
I think it's somewhere there on the table.
Somewhere there.
Oh yeah, and there's the body kit if we need to glue it still.
Yeah. But yeah, that's what we're going to be doing now, just so that we can have some proper steering.
So what we did is we flushed the whole system, took all the bubbles out the system. It's running quite well now, steering feels good. So now we're gonna drain it again because there's still a little bit of black in the red, so we're still not happy. So we're gonna flush the whole system again to get that steering fluid bright red. We know it's new, there's nothing old in the system, so we're busy draining it as we speak, and you can already see it's a lot more red, but it's still not perfect. So we're gonna drain it, start the car, get that last bit out, fill it again until it's red and not black.
Alright everyone, so we are back in the garage. Jaco and Andrew have been busy starting to get the wide body together. We know that this has been coming for a long time, and we know a lot of you have been asking how it's going. So we are currently working on the rear fender, passenger side specifically. We've already done some work on the front fender. We then went to put a skim coat of body filler on the part as well. We very quickly realized our skim coat was not really a skim coat as much as it was a whole nother layer. So we've had a lot of sanding to do to get through that. Then we went and we filled in all the little pinholes and little nicks with spot putty, and it's looking pretty good. We did struggle a little bit with the first fender, so we've learned a lot. We're now going to apply those lessons to the panel that we're busy with. So what we're going to do is we're going to film the process of this one, so that hopefully this one will look like we actually know what we're doing compared to the previous one, because the previous one we looked like we had no idea what we were doing, which was pretty accurate. Guys, it is also currently today, right now, Jaco's birthday, so drop a comment below. Everyone wish Jaco a happy birthday. Nice. So I must explain, I'm just a passenger in this process. Jaco and Andrew have already done one, so I'm just doing as I'm told for this part of it. Okay, so am I right in saying we're going to be gluing each of them in, put the tabs in, then we're going to run a bead of super glue, put the other part on top, and then set it with the accelerator.
Yeah, so once we're happy with the alignment, we just hit it with some accelerator and then boom, it's done.
Next panel.
Next panel.
Sweet. Let's hit it.
Okay, accelerator or activator?
It does both, doesn't it? It activates it and it accelerates. It's an activelerator. What you doing?
A car.
This guy. I'll get to you now. Right guys, so we've got Jesse and Connor from 4WDSA. Andrew, you know Andrew though, and Connor from Bush Life Africa. So guys, if you're into some off-roading stuff and E36s aren't your thing, firstly, I don't know why you're here, but secondly, stick around. But when you're done here, go check out their stuff. They put up some pretty cool stuff. They've got some amazing rigs. They're permanently arguing because you've got Toyota driver right here, Ford driver right there. So yeah, it's permanent banter, and at this point I don't even know if it's banter. So we've actually got a layer of filler primer on here, so I know it's a bit stripy, but if you get down close you can actually see how nice and smooth it is. So we're going to be getting to this level. After we've got this, it'll be paint, clear coat and polish to get a nice smooth finish, so we can pull a fiberglass mold off of it. You can actually see I was running some last minute repairs here, and the reason for this is just a little bit of body filler, and we had some little pinholes underneath, so we're just trying to get that nice and flat, because when we pull the fiberglass off of it, it needs to be perfect. Alright everyone, so where we left you off last night was the primer stage. So what we've done since then is we've actually gone to another layer of primer and a couple layers of a 2K clear. So it's quite hazy and that sort of thing, but it's because we shot it straight over the primer. We didn't film a lot of that last night, it was getting very dark, and the dust in here was crazy, so we kept the camera away from the dust. But what I'm going to be doing now is I'm going to actually polish this up. We need to get a nice smooth glossy finish. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to hit it with some scratch remover. It's kind of like a cutting compound, so it should get us through the initial haze. From there we'll then move on to a normal polishing compound. We'll see where that gets us. I'll do a little test patch first. If we can see that it's not really cutting through the way we need it to, we'll move down to like a 3000 grit sandpaper, wet sand the whole thing, and then go back to polishing. But I just want to see if we can actually get anywhere with just polishing it up.
How's it going?
So I did kind of feel this would be the situation. The cutting compound's not getting through it quite aggressively enough. There is a fair amount of hazing over here. It's taking some of the high spots off, and there's a couple spots that are going nice and smooth, but we think it's just going to take a very long time and it's going to be quite tedious. So what we're going to do is we're just going to wet sand the whole thing with 2000 grit water paper. That should just get the most prominent highs and lows off, so like the haziness and the little sharp edges and that sort of thing. Once we've wet sanded it, then we'll go back to cutting compound. But yeah, I just wanted to see if it would get through aggressively enough, but it doesn't look like it's going to. So yeah, we're going to wet sand it quickly and then get back to polishing it. Right guys, so as you can actually see here, the sandpaper's actually gone through a couple of the little high spots, and this is basically where there would have been little bits and pieces stuck in either the clear coat or what looks like maybe even the primer. So I think it was good that we went down here, because now we've probably helped the next step as well. A lot less little bits and pieces that are going to cause issues, so I think it's good that we did this anyway. We can go from here to polishing with the cutting compound, and from there to the polishing compound, and then we can see where we're at. Right guys, so we've got the tool for our mold sorted. It's nice and polished up. Jen's now going, she's running around as well with Jaco, and they are taking masking tape. What they're going to be doing is they're going to be creating flanges all the way around the edge, basically a lip out of cardboard. This will then be used to create our mold, and it'll give us a nice hard edge where we can trim away any excess fiberglass that is still hanging around once we've pulled the mold off. But as you guys can see, you can almost see my reflection in it, which is awesome. It could be a little bit smoother, it could be slightly better, but we're going to have to polish the mold anyway. So we figured this gets us close enough that we'll be able to pull a really good mold off of it and just do any touch-ups that we have to do afterwards. So it's probably been about 2 hours since we gave you an update. The F1 was on, so we also took a break to eat some food and watch the first 10 laps of that. So where we're at the moment is Yaku and Jen, who's behind the camera, decided to tackle the flanges. So as you can see down here, they've put all the flanges, and I think it's kind of where we left you guys last time. Since then, they've gone and they've put putty. We've actually just used window putty, but we think for next time we're going to use silicone, because the window putty... Jen, how was the window putty? Yeah, not great. So what we've got here is ram wax. So this is going to be used as a release agent. We basically Mr. Miyagi it and wax on, wax off. So this is the second coat of wax. We thought we would just try and see how it goes before showing you guys. But we've got the second coat of wax on here. We're currently literally watching, not paint dry, but wax dry. Then once this gets a bit harder, we buff it off, do it once more, so that there's basically 3 like micro thin layers of wax on the part. That then allows our gel coat to go on, but also stops it from sticking to the part. So we'll put the gel coat on after this. The gel coat needs to sit probably overnight. Once it starts getting a bit tacky on the gel coat, we don't want it to be runny, but we don't want it to be hard. We can start putting down the first layer of fiberglass. So it's quite the process. So we've gone from the print to the body filled parts to then the gloss parts, then now flanges, and then all of this basically results in us being able to pull a mold off. So essentially this part that's sitting in front of us will never see a car or anything like that, even though it looks so good. It basically becomes completely redundant. So it's quite the process, guys, but it's been an interesting one for us to learn, I think. Frustrating, but we've learned a couple things along the way. And at the end of the day, if we can get this right, it'll all be very much worth it. So we're gonna get this wax off now, and yeah, then we're gonna move on to the gel coat. Wax on. Wax on. Wax on. Wax on, Jacob.
Wax on?
Wax on.
This is wax off?
Wax off. Wax off. Today's news, we've decided to switch from wax to release spray. Because you have to remember, he had release spray. Didn't think it was going to be the right one, but what does it say on the can?
It says resins, silica, urethane, and resins. So
we've decided to give it a shot and see if it's a little bit easier to work with and a bit easier to use. I'm going to move out the way right now because I am getting choked up. Liberty Walk South Africa edition. it will be pretty cool if we get this right. Like, I know we've been telling guys for a while that we're doing a wide body, but now seeing what goes into creating it, from the 3D scan of the car, which you guys saw months ago, to the CAD work, to printing it, then obviously when your prints come out, you've got like little triangular bits and pieces on it. So it's a lot of body filler. Then to get to that point there has been a hang of a lot of graft. So massive respect to the guys that actually do body kits and stuff for a living, because it's a lot of work and it's a lot of lessons. I mean, listen, they've been doing it for years. We've just attempted this for the first time, but it is quite the process, so I can see why the guys charge what they charge for those Pandem kits, Rocket Bunny kits, Liberty Walk, etc, etc. But if we can do this ourselves and it's a complete one-off when this car gets given away at the time, I think that's pretty cool. Let's just hope it looks good. Jako's busy pouring out gel coat. We're gonna mix that with the catalyst and then use this torture device to mix it up. I don't know if this is actually gonna work for this though, because that looks very thick. Right. It should work apparently.
Energy.
More footwork. More footwork.
Now you can go.
Alright everyone, so we've got the gel coat done and we're now busy cutting the fiberglass. It is very important with fiberglass. Please protect your hands. This stuff is very itchy and will penetrate your skin. We should probably be wearing dust masks, so we'll probably grab those now. But yeah, we just want to check the size of this compared to the pot itself. Oh, and not fall over while we're doing it again. So right now we're just going to cut it roughly to the size that we need it. Then we're going to be putting this down with some resin. We're going to be doing 3 layers of fiberglass. The first layer and the second layer will be this chopped strand. So as you can see, it's actually like little shards of glass fibers. The final layer will be a woven fiberglass. So it kind of looks like white carbon fiber. It'll just give us a nicer finish at the back, but this is a lot stronger and is a lot cheaper as well. So this is often used for the core and the bulk of any fiberglass part. So we're going to start with this and try and get it in all the little nooks and crannies of our part and take it from there.
Hey honey.
I'm clean. I feel human again.
You look like you got a tan.
Nice attire.
Thank you, thank you. I'm in my full...
Hugh Hefner.
Yeah. I won't say what's underneath here.
Do you want to be on YouTube in your car?
You got no choice, I edit the videos. Right everyone, so to explain what we're just about to do now, we've got all of our flanges and fiberglass and everything sorted here. It has cured, so now comes the time where we need to actually pull the fiberglass off of the part, the 3D printed part that is. All the work we've done up till this point, which has been since Friday? Since Friday, today is Tuesday. It can all be completely undone right now when we take this thing off if it does not pull off nicely. So everyone right now, cross fingers or drop some crossed fingers in the comments below. We're going to pull it off, and this is pretty much going to dictate whether we're going to have a wide body in time or not.
Right.
It's the moment of truth.
It's better than I was expecting, I won't lie to you.
It is a lot better than I was expecting.
It's a sugar load more better than I was expecting.
I must have cheers on Joyce, guys.
Hey?
You should have seen it. I actually saw Andrew's face. He's just standing there with the biggest smile.
It's not bad, guys.
That's not bad.
It's not f***ing bad.
Some pieces of primer. And then this we might just have to make nice. I was expecting this
to be a complete... No, 100%. Judging by this is...
High five. You guys underestimated this shit.
I was just trying to manage expectations. I was trying to manage expectations.
Well done, guys.
We've now pulled the 3D print out of our mold, and guys, it went a hang of a lot better than expected. We've got a couple little spots that we're going to need to touch up, such as in there. Let me just get this a bit dimmer so you guys can see. Such as in there, it pulled a little bit of the gel coat up. So in some of the tighter edges, we might just need to touch that up a little bit. But overall, it's looking pretty smooth, and we should be able to pull a pretty good part out of that. And he's got the next one ready, and it's a big boy.
That's a big boy.
It's a big one. It's a big one. So yeah, guys, we're pretty stoked. In the next video, we will be pulling our actual fiberglass parts out of these molds. So make sure that you smash that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, because you guys are not going to want to miss the final product that we pull out of these molds. We are super excited, and just a reminder to you guys, the giveaway ends at the end of this month. 30th of September, the car goes to its new home. So if you have not grabbed your entries, make sure you head over to clutchculture.co.za right now. I'll put it down on the screen and in the description. Every 20 rand you spend on anything on our website gets you an entry to win the car. And based off of the work that you've seen in this video, I think you already know that you don't want to miss an opportunity to take the car home. And on top of showing you guys the body kit, we will also probably have some other big upgrades to the car. And if any of you feel like you've got something to add to the build and want to help us out with the sponsorship, get in touch with us on Instagram. Like I said, the giveaway date is fast approaching. We have an event on the 30th of September where we'll be giving the car away and have a whole bunch of other things going on as well. So make sure you keep an eye on our socials so you can see all of the details that will be released very soon for that. But that wraps it up for this week, guys. We will see you next week.